of my blog. So today we'll be discussing about these following topics. What is a computer? Why is programming necessary? What is programming? Why Python? How to install Python? Which platform to use for Python programming? How to install PyCharm, because I use PyCharm. I'm not recommending you to use PyCharm. And how at the last, how to write a code. So let us begin with the first topic. What is a computer? Most of the people here already know what is a computer. It's an electronic device, consists of input and output, all these things. But when you're coming back to programming, think a computer is nothing but a small baby. Treat it like a baby, not just like a newborn baby. Think it is a 1 or a 2 year old LKG UKG going baby. Why? I'll come back to it later. Okay. Next, why is programming necessary? Consider if a computer is empty and there is nothing to do with it, then how it will be. So why program is necessary means, for example, now I'm doing this using a text document. Over here I'm showing you all the things. For opening of a text document, the computer has to run a certain amount of code background. That certain amount of code, some person should program it. So programming is necessary. What is programming? Remember I told you to treat a computer like a baby. I used to remember and when a student is in LKG or UKG, when he is learning ABCD, people will first learn what is ABCD, then words, then sentences, like that. So programming is nothing but letters converted into words, then converted into graphics, programs, all stuff. So for that reason you need programming. Next, the most important question which I like to discuss: why Python? See, when you are writing a C program, I'll just write a C program for you now. When you are writing a C program, consider it like this: you are writing a C program for adding of two numbers. If you're writing it, it should be like hash include stdio dot h int main, and you open a brace, you initialize it like a equal to some 2, then int b equal to 3, then int c, where c is equal to a plus b. Then you will write the printf and scanf statements to print it. For example, suppose you take Python, it is as simple as it is. Simply, this is the Python ideal, or you can call it as the shell. I'll explain you how to install a Python and how to do it the next. The reason why Python is, simply write 2, b equal to 3, and c is equal to a plus b. Then if you write c, it will automatically print 5. Python is nothing but a pseudo code, I can say. You write it in a piece of a paper, like the ideology or the logic of what you want to do. You write it in a piece of a paper. On the same piece of paper, the raw pseudo information which you have written on the paper, write it as a Python program, it will work out. A bit of a modification is needed. Those modifications and all will go in the stepwise procedure of learning what is Python and all. While coming back, oh yeah, for that purpose only, I prefer Python the most. Okay. Well, coming back to the next question, the next question will be how to install Python. Google, that is the resource of, like, it's like a heaven of resource. Just go to Google, install Python. The first thing you find is, this is the official website of Python, that is www.python.org. Go to that website. Here you can find download Python 3.8.2. I am using 3.7.3. I am not recommending to use 3.7.3 only. If you're using the latest version, it is well and good. There is no issue with it. So any Python version on 3, Python 3 point anything is okay. Don't look for Python 2.7 here because it is a below version and it's a long back. It's like almost 2 years, 2017-16 kind of a version. So there are many important features and modules which are imported in three versions. So I better recommend you to use 3.8 or 3.7.3. The next version is which platform to use for Python programming. There are n number of platforms for using a Python programming. The basic and the original Python version is the ideal. This one. This is the regular version. We call it as the ideal. Ideal is nothing but integrated development and learning environment, or we can simply call it as ideal or shell. Here you can write a piece of code, not a longer one, a smaller one like addition of two or subtraction or something like that. Or you can even code it also like a file. This is nothing but a notepad where even in this notepad also it will follow the same rules. Nothing will change. I'm sorry. I'm using print C here because I'm not sure whether the ideal will take just a C because it is a program anyway. So I'm saving it now, Control S. I'll save it on the desktop because anyways I'm not using these files. I can delete it easily. So here goes. So simply now to run this program, I need to open a command prompt and I need to change it to desktop because my file is in desktop. Now Python space intro.py. The answer is 5. This is the regular most way of scripting a Python document from the most regular platform. There is nothing more to it. But there are many more platforms available now online. Just simply go to Google, type Python platforms. My whole search history is on platforms itself. Sorry, Python itself. See, there are too many number of Python platforms. You can simply roll on and find what all ideals you want to use. Editors, co-editors, there are a bunch. I'll show you some. I hope my internet is fast enough to load it. If not, I'm sorry. See, it will start from here. There is a Python platform called as an Eclipse. This is the UI of it. GUI is the graphic user interface. Next comes the Sublime Text. Even this is a very good platform I can suggest. Next is the Atom. Most of the machine learning platforms or an AI development people use Atom, not me. Next, these are some Vim. Vim is a very basic version of it. It is like a very much basic, like a command prompt kind of a thing. Next, a Visual Studio. The fun part of a Visual Studio is when you are writing hundreds of lines of code and there is too much of a structure, then Visual Studio can just simply give you a diagram, like a tree diagram, what it is happening, a stepwise manner, like a flow chart. That is one bloody stupid option available on Visual Studio. Next, the PyCharm. PyCharm is the IDE which I am using because it has a code correction. It can run on the background whether the time I'm coding itself. That is one great option available, so that I don't want to compile it every time. I can just check it on when I'm coding itself. So for that particular reason, I use Python. Spider is the best platform for machine learning and artificial intelligence kind of a stuff. Basically, Spider itself means a scientific Python development environment. So that comes with some inbuilt libraries like SciPy, NumPy, Matplotlib, and all, like pandas. You will go through all this in my next sessions and all. So these are the number of platforms you're having, but I will be using this platform. This is PyCharm. I have created a project called YouTube, and this is the first file, the introduction file. So I'll just you can just download it. I'll show you where to download in the next part.